Because you're a part of the plot, video games often have more effect than films or books. You made it so. You fought and struggled in the real world to progress in the game one. So when the best or worst happens, you feel it more because you did it. You were there. In this video, we're talking about the most interesting video game storylines of all time. At number 5, What Remains of Edith Finch. It's difficult to explain why What Remains of Edith Finch's plot is so incredible without giving too much away, but that's part of its charm. The less you know about What Remains of Edith Finch, the better off you will be. Set aside a Sunday afternoon and play through it in one sitting. You won't be sorry. What we can tell you is that it is a compilation of bizarre anecdotes concerning events that occurred to members of one family. Each one is told in a unique, gaming manner, and the way they unfold is innovative as the stories themselves. This is the pinnacle of interactive storytelling. At number 4, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Beware, Nilfgaardians. Geralt has returned to town. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt sends our gravel-voiced hero on a quest to find Ciri, his young ward who has aroused the hunt's evil interest. The entire game world is inspired by Eastern Europe, giving it a distinct taste from the conventional fantasy RPG. However, The Witcher 3 defies genre conventions on every level. The characters are well-formed and relatable, with complex relationships. The writing is head and shoulders above the norm. The gaming systems are flawlessly done and aid in the progression of the plot. Whereas most games only have binary, good or bad ethical guidelines, this series has always felt most at ease exploring morally ambiguous territory. Wild Hunt's main game was a masterclass in storytelling, but the addition of the Blood and Wine DLC elevated the game's narrative to new heights. At number 3, BioShock. Would you just acknowledge the ongoing legacy of irrational games as BioShock? That was a trick question. You've truly had your free will taken away by Andrew Ryan, the creator of the utopian come dystopian underwater metropolis Rapture, so you'll realize the greatness of BioShock. For you, today is a really exciting day. BioShock, released in 2007, reframed the debate over whether games may serve a higher purpose than headshots, warlocks, and Italian plumbers. The game accomplished this by adapting Ayn Rand's objectivist fable Atlas Shrugged. Unlike Rand's anti-socialist rant, which leads to a perfect world made by the perfect man, game designer Ken Levine has spun a yarn that exposes man's arrogance. Andrew Ryan, believing he had discovered the way, established a society fueled by hedonistic vanity, uncontrolled ambition, and profound moral ambiguity. It was exquisite in its depravity, and the city's absolute corruption was beautifully depicted through unique narrative devices like the audio logs littered throughout levels. Yes, the ending felt overly predictable, but the game's overall contribution to gaming narrative can't be questioned. At number 2, Her Story. It's evident from the start that Her Story is about tracking down a murderer, but when you see more video of the leading suspect's testimony, you understand that there's more going on than simply murder. Her Story was an independent gaming darling in 2015, and the praises and awards were well deserved. It's another game that conveys its storyline through player choices, but these choices are more than just choices on a dialogue wheel, because the plot is fully told via short videos found by searching keywords in a database of police evidence. Each person who plays Her Story will have a unique experience. Depending on the questions you ask, you might be able to tease out different flaws in the suspect's alibi. That informs your next quest, and each player follows their unique path to discovering the truth. When you view the segments in order, thanks YouTube, the storyline is quite gripping, but the winding road Her Story takes you on makes it one of the best instances of how a game can answer the questions. And at number 1, Silent Hill 2. Silent Hill 2's tale has a horrible genius about it. It begins with a fascinating love story. James Sunderland is looking for his wife after receiving a letter from her 1 year after she died. It becomes far darker and more intricate in the end. Silent Hill 2's deep tale is told on numerous levels. While the spoken narrative leaves little mistake what the type of man James Sunderland is, how you play and interact with the world has an impact as well. Spend the game at half health or lower, for example, and you'll get a different ending since your disregard for James's health informs the game that you believe he's suicidal. Symbolism is also important. Every repulsive creature in the game is a physical manifestation of James's twisted psyche, bodily embodiments of hang-ups and remorse. You'll have lost any empathy you had for the game's protagonist by the end. How often do you get to play through an entire horror game before realizing you're the real monster? It makes picking out and racking great stories a gargantuan task, and one that's likely to provoke a lot of discussion. Everyone's got their favorites. Did we cover yours? Let us know in the comments below if we missed a deserving title, and we will definitely make it a part of our next episode. Till then, make sure to subscribe, smash that like button, and press that bell icon to receive future updates. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.